Hi friends, welcome on YourPedia, and you're watching this particular video for Airport Authority of India exam of Operations, Junior Executive and Manager Operations. In the exam of Operations, you have this topic of General Principle of Management. So General Principle of Management consists of 15 topics, 15 topic, and my first topic is Introduction to Management. So what do we mean by management? What are various principles, characteristic of management? How management is different from administration? What are the main pillars or elements of management? What do you mean by occupation and profession? So management is profession or occupation. Where do we stand? That is what we are going to discuss today. So this, you are watching a July 2026 module of YourPedia for Airport Authority of India. So Airport Authority of India has come out with the positions of managers and junior executives. So as you can see, wonderful opportunities, friends. Total, if you see, lot of number of seats, vacancies for you. So there are junior executives. So this particular lecture will be helpful for all of you, those who are going for manager operation post and junior executive operation post in Airport Authority of India. So this related to the terminologies, related to aerospace terminologies, related to aviation sector terminologies, that is a part of your syllabus and management things. So as you know, this is a position for you and educational qualification for managers and for junior executive operations. This is how it is, and you are to apply till 7th of September. 8th August the form filling started, and very soon you can expect your exam. And age for manager is 32 years, for 27 years for this. So general principle of business management, that is what our lecture today is, and you have 12 questions from this, and general awareness including aviation terms. So these two parts are very easy to score, and you should try to score out of 27. You should try to score not less than 22-23 marks if you want to pass in Airport Authority of India. And the job of operations is a really cool job, good salary, everything is very good in this. So this is the part syllabus, junior executive, and maybe same for managers also. So these are the topics for your aviation related topics, and part 2 will be having general principle of business management. 20% weightage is for this. So part B, what is the syllabus of general principle of management that YourPedia has provided you on the panel? It is there, so you can prepare from there. So these are the, as I told you, 15 topics will be covered. So you have 15 topics for that. In case you have still not registered, there is a dedicated WhatsApp group link attached to my video. You can be the part of that group. There is a free WhatsApp group where you can start getting the content which mentors are providing you. Now, general principle of business management. So today our topic is introduction to the management. What do we mean by management? That is the first lecture. Okay, so this post corp is having some meaning. We'll be discussing this in detail. P stands for planning, O stands for organizing, S for staffing, D for directing, CO for coordinating, R for reporting, B for budgeting. This is all about the function of management. Management is to do these functions. Let's start it. Let's try to find out what is the meaning of management. Now friends, this management means process to utilize the resource. And what are the resources? I want to utilize, management means I want to utilize the resource, which is manpower, material, machine, money, method. So you see, these are the resources of any organization: man, machine, material, method, money. Money is a capital resource. I want to make use of these resources to achieve the objective or goal in the organization, and it involves post corp. That all I said. So getting things done to make use of resources of the organization to meet the objective or goal of the organization. There are different scholars. I don't think the name is more important. So they have defined what the management is. So art of getting things done through people and science of utilizing the resources efficiently. So management is both art as well as science as per him. Management is both art of getting things done through people and science of using these resources efficiently. So what is the definition of management? There are different management thinkers. Like most important is Mary Parker Follett. Management is art of getting things done through people. That is what she said. So I don't know she or he, but this Follett said this is what the management is. And then some more definitions. As I told you, name is not important, friends, but you should know what is the meaning of this. So working individually in group to accomplish the objective. So management is getting things done, making use of resources to achieve the objective. So planning, organizing and everything. So what do we mean by management then? Management is basically art and science of getting things done, meeting the objective or goal of organization, making efficient utilization of the resources of the organization. In that resources comes man, machine, method, material, money, everything. That is how it is to be done. So it helps achieve organizational goal efficiently and ensure optimum utilization of the resources, coordinate the efforts of employees, improve the productivity and quality, facilitate the planning and policy formulation, maintains the discipline and organizational stability, encourage the innovation and organizational growth, and socio-economic development of the community, organization, everything goes. So what kind of questions can be framed from this? I have given you those questions also at the end, but this is the importance of management. Major functions of management. So what is the meaning of each? I told you, no, planning, organizing, staffing, directing, coordinating, communicating, reporting, budgeting, controlling. What is the meaning of planning? Planning means to fix up the objective and tell what we want and what is the best source, what is the best course of action. Let's plan what we want to do. So in the planning stage, you decide what is the objective. You also identify the resources and you also decide what is the course of action. Kya karna hai, what to do, what is the objective, how to do, what are the resources and in which way to do, right? Those things are at the planning stage. Now comes organizing. Resources we have. Now in the resources we have manpower also. So let's delegate the responsibility to each one. You have to do this, you have to do that, we have to utilize the resource like this, that everything is to be done in this way. Staffing is basically recruiting, recruitment karna, to select people, to train people and develop, upskill them. That is staffing. Staffing is something which is very, very important. Hiring someone, training them, skilling them. Directing means guiding, motivating, supervising the employees. Directing means this. Coordinating means different departments, synchronizing the activities of different departments. Communicating, sharing the information effectively within the organization. Communicating means to share the information from one department to another department. I mean, to share the information across the departments. Reporting, I am to keep records, provide the performance information. Budgeting, to prepare the financial plans and to take care of the expenditure. Controlling, now see whether everything is going as per the what we discussed in the planning stage. Actual performance with what we thought of doing, that is called controlling. Right, these are the main function of management. Now these are the resources. I told you manpower resource, material resource, raw material, machine, devices, equipments. Money is a capital resource. Method means process. Time and information are also resources nowadays. It is said that data is the new oil of this century. So that means data is a very important source nowadays. So we have to make use of that data. Data is one of the resources now. So information and data. So if I properly utilize these resources, then I can achieve the maximum productivity with minimum wastage. Three interpretations of management are. So what do we understand by management? Is it the manager? Is it an MBA degree, or is it to do something? And the answer is all these three. Management means people who are sitting in the management position: general manager, deputy manager, assistant manager, everything. Management means, are you doing management degree, MBA, BBA? That is academic course also. Management also means, okay, let's manage it, let's execute it. I'm not a top manager, I'm not a manager, I'm not a manager at all. I'm a teacher, but I'm managing the things. Let's say I'm a doctor, I'm managing the things. Managing is activity, process. So इसका तीन मतलब है management का. These are three meaning. Management as a group of people, managers, the position actually. So this means position. Management means position of manager. Academic degree, academic course where it is taught to you how the things are to be done. And management as a process. All we did this planning, organizing, everything, that is a process. Now what is post corp plus C? C is controlling now. Post corp, understand it here, this is management processes. P, planning. So where, at what stage do you decide the objective and course of action? Planning stage. O is organizing. Organizing is to arrange the resources and assign the duties. S is staffing, recruiting, selecting, training. D is directing, leading, motivating, supervising. CO is coordinating, integrating and harmonizing the organizational activities. R is reporting, maintaining records and communicating performance. B is budgeting, and C is controlling. So all these things are done. So management is nothing but it is an art. Management is an art and science of getting work done through people by efficiently utilizing available resources to achieve the organizational objective. So that is what we discussed, three domains. And see this diagram now. Management means all these threes. These are the activities. These are activities which are involved in management. These are management position, and the people who is sitting in this position will do these activities and will meet these objectives. Right, this is how it is done. Administration and management, these terms look like same, but understand what management does in private sector or corporate sector, administration does in public sector. So administration is framing the policies. The policies term is related to administration, making the policies, implementing the policies, taking the decision, planning the things. That is administration. Now planning part of management actually is the administration in the government sector. So administration means what? Let's make policies. Though policy making is the work of this political executives, politicians, but execution of that is bureaucrats is to be done. Policies, decision, policy making and execution, decision making. Execution of these policies and the decision is management. Administration is more holistic. Administration is related to public domain. Management is basically execution of the things, implementation of the things. In government department also you can be manager, you can do the management. We see lot of managers being hired in government also. So first function of management, that is planning, is basically the function which is carried out in administration. So we have seen many functions of management. In that planning part where you think of resources, where you plan, where you see what is to be done, that actually is the administration thing, right? Administration is higher execution function of government and non-business domains, social institutions. So what is the difference between administration and management? Administration is thinking function. You have to determine something. Management is execution, doing. Planning to do is administration. Let's plan how it is to be done and all. and management is to do it. Scope of administration is, it is related to major objective and policies, and management is implementation of those objectives and policies. Administration is top level function, middle or lower level function is management. At the top will be administrator and then manager. Administrator will have holistic bird eye view, overall view will be of administrator, and manager will be below that. Skills required in administration, conceptual human skills. In management, technical human skills are required, technical skills are required. So manager needs to have more skills, more implementation skills, because he is to implement the thing, so he should have implementation skills with him. Main function is planning and controlling in administration. Directing, organizing are in management. Management is science as well as art. So management takes place in a private or corporate sector more, and administration is something which is in the public domain. Yes, management is science as well as art. What are the characteristics of management in science and what are in art? Science depends upon body of knowledge, systematic body of knowledge. Scientific principles are based on cause-effect relationship. Similarly, management principles are also cause-effect relationship. There are certain principles in management also. So F.W. Taylor scientific management principles you have studied, that is always the best way to do a work, scientific way. So Taylor का scientific management principles अगर आप पढ़ेंगे, you will feel that yes, management is a science. And then principles are based upon experimentation. Yes, Alton Mayo experiments. He conducted experiments also. So when you conduct the experiment, then you see the things happening and then you see. And like science rule is universally applicable, management principles are also universally applicable. There are so many theories of management which are universally applicable. And what are the features in management which are of art? Yes, personal skills are required. Practically, you need to learn. Hand-on experience, result-oriented, creative, realization of the goal. Constant practice is required. You need to take initiative. You should have foresight. You have to be in discipline, leadership, all these things. So what a typical artist needs, these are required in management also. What is professional management? Professional management means managing an organization through trained managers. Managers trained. Why do we need MBA, BBA? Why this degree is required? Because we need to have skills and training. So academic institute provides you the skills, provide you the training, provide you the knowledge, professional knowledge that is required. So only on the basis of intuition or trial and error you cannot run the business. Professional managers are required to run the business. You have to, there are resources, men, machine, material, money, everything. There are so many resources. If you want to utilize these resources efficiently, you need to have this. So administrative thinker, management thinker, L.M. Prasad said, profession is an occupation that requires specialized knowledge. Occupation is something which you do to earn money, to make your living. Occupation means I may be, doing as a shopkeeper. That is my occupation. I'm doing that. I'm running a shop to meet my expenditure. Profession, on the other hand, is if specialized knowledge is required, skill is required, training is required. Every profession is occupation, but every occupation is not a profession. True. Every profession is occupation. Whatever profession you are pursuing, you are earning money through that because you are skilled, you are knowledgeable. Higher knowledge is required for that. Because a profession must possess characteristics like this: education, standards, ethical standard, professional competence is required. So what is the difference between occupation and profession? Occupation is any work, economic activity. Any economic activity which you do to earn money is called occupation. It can be physical, mental activity, anything. It may not be requiring education. Like suppose I'm a driver, I'm a carpenter, I'm a government employee. If I'm working in a government, I'm getting salary. If I'm working in an organization, I'm working on a restaurant, I'm getting salary. I'm a clerk, farmer. Occupation can be business, employment. Occupation can be profession. Business, suppose I'm running my shop. That is occupation for me. I'm doing job. I'm doing job of bank employee, a teacher. I'm a journalist. Profession, doctor, engineer, lawyer, chartered accountant. Right? What is profession? It is the occupation that requires specialized knowledge, teaching, training, qualification. And manager is profession. Management is a profession. Right? So this is something which you need to know. So difference between occupation and profession is this. We have already discussed this. So occupation is activity which you do for earning living. Profession is something which you get trained for. This is a table. You have to go through this table carefully. Occupation and profession. So occupation you are not regulated by any body, but here you are regulated by Indian Society of Mechanical Engineers, Indian Society of Electrical Engineers, let us say. You may be working under some supervision of somebody or not. Professionals work, they get some kind of independence in their domain. And then as we do, friends, a lot of questions. How management is defined? Process of effectively utilizing resources to achieve organization's goal or objective. So there will be 30 questions for this your topic, introduction to management. And as I told you, in your Airport Authority of India, 14 you can expect 14 questions, 12 questions from this, 24, 12 question. Yeah. So out of 60 question paper, 12 questions can be this, and very basic questions will come. Simple questions will come, not difficult questions. Management is art of getting things done through people. That is what the management is. Who defined management as process of designing, maintaining environment? So that is not important. Terry defined this, not important. Dimmock function of, these are the main functions, right? So these questions, friends, please go through all these questions. That is the basic understanding of definition of management. And I'm very sure you have some idea about what management is, what are the basic principles of management, how management is different from administration, and occupation and profession, इनके बारे में आपको आइडिया लगा होगा. So ये बेसिक पहला लेक्चर आपका इंट्रोडक्टरी लेक्चर. So all our lectures typically will be of 20 minutes to 25 minutes के बीच में हम लेक्चर होता है. उसके बाद एक डॉक्यूमेंट आपको, you have to go through this document. Once you go through this document, then you have to do the questions in the document and then test series. मेरे को लगता है if you do this, then you will be very well prepared for your exam of Airport Authority of India. 15 ऐसे लेक्चर करो और आपका टॉपिक कंप्लीट हो जाएगा. थैंक यू.